we played pretty physical football back then. He started at fullback as a freshman. Just he was beyond his years. He was tough, extremely athletic, feared nothing, still doesn't.
For me, he's probably the best athlete I've ever been on a team with. Super competitive, hard worker, kind of made everybody else on the team elevate to his level of competitiveness and work ethic and stuff like that.
For me, when I first got the Heights basketball job, all the people were coming to me and saying, "Hey, you've got to get Chad Sherer on the basketball team." I wish I got a nickel for everybody that said you've got to get Chad Sherer. So,
I'm not quite sure he wasn't a better baseball player than he was a football player, honestly. And so, it's just everything he touched, he was just extremely good at. He just, was super competitive. He wanted to be the best at everything he did. He outworked everybody and everything. He never put anything down. I think that's what pushed him to be so good at everything he did, in all sports. I think you talk basketball, he was a really good basketball player, had some knee issues, and then kind of had to cut it down to a couple sports.
Oh man, he was starting to turn it on, getting better every week. He got hurt right before halftime, and I can remember going in the locker room going, man, his dad and him are going to kill me.
Yeah. So the first touchdown pass I threw of my senior season, and Chad's first touchdown reception of his high school career was from me, and he ran a flat route and about fell down 6 times on the way to the end zone, but ended up getting there. But that was huge for both of us. For him, I was at Wisconsin when he was in school here playing a lot, and Barry Alvarez allowed me to come actually back here, fly in, and actually go to a lot of his games, which is really neat. But it was just fun to come here and watch him just literally dominate football games.
Like his ability kind of allowed our team to compete with some teams that we really had no business beating and playing with, but it was kind of his ability that led the way doing that.
His presence was phenomenal. I remember being in the weight room, and his work ethic and his leadership. He wasn't always the most verbal guy, but his work ethic in there, it just carried over to everybody. And just from an outside looking in, I was at all the football games, and there was always a play that he would do that you just thought, oh, the play's dead. He'd find a way, and next thing you know, he's going 60 yards for a touchdown. I just remember him running over people and steamrolling people and just being the special athlete that he was.
Playing, I felt like he made my job easy as a blocker and a player. There's countless number of runs or tackles or stops that he made. It's kind of hard to think of one, but he was just a different type of athlete for what we played with.
Made big play after big play, but never said, hey, look at me. It was always about the team, and that's something as you get older and you look back on, I really appreciate. And I was only here for that 1 year, but just a special, special person.
Run a guy over and get up and do his little Chad chuckle and go back to the huddle and be ready to do it again.
On to the next chapter, I got to go play against him in college too. So literally was playing quarterback, and he's 6 yards from me, and winking at me. So, full circle, it was just it was a really neat experience just to be brothers, be able to kind of have all those memories together.
Chad, congratulations on being inducted to the Hall of Fame. Been a great teammate since 2nd or 3rd grade in about every sport, and you're very deserving, so congrats.
Yeah, well-deserved, Chad. You're one of the best athletes that I've ever seen, and as I get older, I've done it a long time, so well-deserved, and congrats on the Heights Hall of Fame.
No, Chad, this is a huge honor. I got to do this a year ago, and I think you and I talked about a lot about this, that this is one of the coolest honors I've ever been a part of. You and I got to go play Division I football and go to a lot of neat places and meet a lot of really neat people, but you and I will always be Huskies, and I think that we both agree that this is the most fun we've ever had in our life in sports. So to be able to have this honor, it's a big deal. I know you know that, and to be able to share that with you is awesome. So congratulations, well earned.